I just always like electronic music of different sort. I always like music, but years ago, um, someone gave me a guitar. But when I kind of played with it, I felt it's not my thing. I can't be good at it, and probably after a while I might just get bored with it. But I realized that what I really enjoy is just getting electronic sounds and sounds in general. I think people who crave for experiences tend to veer more likely to enjoy music like that, and especially someone who is into sonic experiences. This sort of music open us up to experience frequencies on a different level. But previously, music has always been, you're not noticing the frequency so much unless you're a recording engineer or like a professional person. But this kind of music is all about the relationship between frequencies, or the vibrational qualities of almost like of sound. So what it really opens up is this whole sphere of experience that previously audio experience that was limited, but now you suddenly felt like frequencies were liberated to dance around in a very wild, or maybe in a very different kind of interaction. Yeah, so I guess it's about listening to the many possibilities of frequencies. This way of listening is actually quite meditative in a sense, because it demands that you give full attention to it, and thereby you are enriched by the experience of giving it the attention of, rather than just something that you listen pedestrianly, or just a tune that you're familiar with and you're quite comfortable with playing it in the background. The drone has been happening in Indian music or a lot of different kinds of music in various ways for the longest time, even in older kind of Chinese music as well, traditional music. There's always that sort of like this stasis in the midst of movement. The joy of just noise and drone and the ecstasy of it, just sometimes I just play it for hours and just like get myself in that state of meditative. I just really enjoy it, yeah. And so I guess joy is a very important part. For me, right, I have a very similar thing as in like, but it's actually from here, then it goes to here, because usually right here is the doorway, right? If here do not relax, or here do not give in and want to take control, then it ceases. But here, if you can tune it to just go into a certain flow, then this take over. It just feels like that for me. It's like my own ideas or my own sense of like logic is want to go this way, but if I let it just rest and just let the spirit take over, then I start to feel the presence. I believe that music creates an atmosphere for spirits, because from young, even like I grew up in a culture whereby mediums are pretty common, and music create because music is like air. It actually travels in air, and a lot of the spiritual stuff are actually traveling in air, and somehow it creates an atmosphere for spirits, whether it's good or bad. I grew up in this family where basically we worship a lot of kinds of like idols, all kinds of gods, a monkey god, god of mercy, Guan Yin, sort of a whole pantheon of gods. But it's hard for me to be an atheist, because just impossible, because from young I have like I always sense like spirits. Even at my when I was staying with my grandmother when I was a child, there was like always this presence, always this like there are things that happen in the house. There are one of my auntie committed suicide because of some haunting in the house, and so the supernatural, even the evil side of the supernatural, has always been real for me. And so the good must exist. There must be, or if not, it's a really hopeless place to live in the world. So for me, the whole idea of supernatural and like beings and stuff has always been the reality, but it's just whether which God is it. So I went on a journey whereby after that I stopped going to church when I was, I think, 16, and that was a Catholic church, and I started exploring a lot of different religion. I started to go into Buddhism. I really, I practiced meditation. I read up on Sufism. I got Hindu friends. I started to ask them. I go to them to the Hindu temples. I read up on all. I read all the their sacred texts. I read on Tibetan Buddhism, the study the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Went through all the 49 bardos that you can run through. I just was looking for truth or semblance of truth, or a glimpse of light. To cut a long story short, basically I had an encounter, and supernaturally I got healed of my skin problem. It's like, and a lot of other problems as well. I mean, to put it very simply, it's like Jesus saved my ass, from a lot of pain. In the Bible, it actually talks about the whole creation is singing the glory. The stars, are they singing? And then scientists has like projected like, and they have like, I feel like this is like that sort of thing, the music of the cosmos that projects back to creation and say, thank you for what is, thank you for all the beauty that exists. Thank you for the existence. It's just like it's just a firm existence. And I only discovered that only kind of like 5-6 years ago. I realized that there's this whole scientific where they have a way of recording the music of the cosmos, that what the stars, they are sonic, they are being projected in all these like explosions and all that. They are like rhythmic as well, and a lot of them. Currently, the 12 tone kind of like, the do re mi fa sol la ti do in different octaves are just one system only. Even like the cosmos, and I tell you, there's many ways of experiencing sound and music, but it's just whether you're familiar with it. For a different kind of culture, maybe they grow up in a certain way, and then for them that is like, for some of them they actually can understand bird call and understand bird songs. So for them, they understand there's sort of logic in them, that music, So it's about a certain kind of conditioning. But yet, I think human do, by the way we are make up in our nature, we do relate a lot to harmonic relationships, harmonic rooms. Harmony and stuff, whether it's the tension of it, or whether it's like it blends together, or whether it creates an overtone, and all the relationships that's involved in that. So yeah, but I think I don't know where I'm going to.